TinkRWorks is a provider of exceptional K-8 STEAM curriculum designed to transform learners to innovators with STEAM project-based learning. Their innovative STEAM projects prepare future-ready learners and problem solvers through hands-on, standards-rich STEAM activities that augment core instruction. TinkRWorks programming is carefully designed to instill 5 key capabilities in its participants: foster a love of creating, enhance problem-solving skills, reinforce and expand on concepts and ideas taught in school, provide delight and inspire curiosity, and encourage self-expression. Find out more at TinkRWorks.com.
You're listening to an EduTechGuys recording from ISTE 2024. Enjoy. Hey, welcome back to ISTE 2024 with EduTechGuys. We're really excited to have one of our good friends in the chair. We're going to let him introduce himself, tell us who he is, what he does, and all that kind of good stuff. So here we go.
Awesome. Thanks for having me again, guys. Obviously, Dr. Chad Stevens. I'm the CEO of TinkRWorks, new role in a new company, and excited to talk a little bit about it.
That's really awesome. So let's talk about moving to TinkRWorks. CEO, new challenges, exciting challenges.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it's been a great move. I think I've been there 8 or 9 weeks. Really something that I'm always been passionate about is STEAM education. We probably never talked about it, but, where I started teaching was in Seabrook, Texas, Ed White Elementary. Basically, that community is where, like, Buzz Aldrin and all those guys lived. Mm-hmm. So if you ever watch a movie about that, they were all there. And so lots of astronauts at the school, lots of cool STEM activities. Even back in the mid-90s, I used to say we were STEM before there was STEM, because we had astronauts' kids, we had mission control. Like, most of our families were supporting kind of the space industry at that time in Houston, and kind of where we were. So, with it being K-8, getting back to my elementary roots, and then being close to home. TinkRWorks is located in Elmhurst, Illinois. Mm-hmm. So we have a facility out there, really awesome team, and get to go to an office after 15 years of working virtually. It's been really fun, being a former teacher, to be back around a team and on a pretty regular basis. So yeah, it's exciting. That's
really exciting. So let's talk about TinkRWorks. Let's talk about, what drew you to it? What's the exciting parts of it? And there's got to be something that was like, that's what I want to sink my teeth into.
Yeah, I mean, one, there's a lot of growth potential in STEAM, right? Mm-hmm. So I think what happens in a lot of schools is it feels like STEAM education is everywhere, because it's really easy to talk about. Like, everybody loves a picture of a kid playing with a robot, mm-hmm. or something like that. And so it feels like it's everywhere, but when you really examine the market, it's still kind of early days, mm-hmm. in terms of getting STEAM to all kids. Mm-hmm. And we know that where we're headed in the world is, look what's going on around here at ISTE and AI and ML and coding. I mean, there's so many companies here that are doing coding like us. But thinking about it more, what really I like about TinkRWorks is it's more than just the kid that, wants to be in computer science. Mm-hmm. So we have kits, Pampered plant that, where you plant a plant, build the sensors for light and water, and find out if your plant's happy, and you get to code all that stuff. Or we have Art Electric or Smart Lamp, where it's really artistic. Or we have a Tinker Synth, which is a synthesizer, build your own synthesizer. So cool. That might a kid that loves music, may be like, well, I'm really into coding or computer science, but I love music. I build this project, I get to take it home, do that at school, and then maybe they do fall in love with it. Mm-hmm. And probably no matter what, as they go into the workforce, they're going to have to at least talk to people that code, right? Because that's kind of like the way it's all going to work. That's right. Until even in the world of AI, where you can get a lot of really cool code, they're still going to need to understand it. And so, great team, some really awesome co-founders that kind of built the business. But to me, it was about impact. Like most of my other jobs have been about impact, from teacher, to what we did at AWS with the cloud, and trying to do things like code.org into, obviously, Parent Square with family engagement. So to me, just a great chance for impact. And then kind of the challenge, there's not a lot of people can say they started off as an elementary teacher and became a CEO of a company. And so I'd be lying if I didn't think that, that's kind of surreal sometimes, and pinch myself. And
sure,
it is what it is, but it's really fun.
Yeah. So cool.
So, what's interesting about that is that, they reached out to you. They knew what they were looking for, because, when you're looking for a CEO, you're looking for a leader that, can encompass everything. And sometimes you get a business acumen to that, but this time they really hit the jackpot, I think. I mean,
well,
really,
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. But I mean, seriously, you've got the background to back up what you're doing here. That's really cool. So the team, you small team, good sized team.
Yeah, we've got a little over 20 people, and we do all the kitting, if you will, there in Elmhurst. So we have a facility with a warehouse in the back, offices in the front. So we have really a lot of people, in and out of the office.
Yeah.
And, small but mighty team, that will eventually grow. But yeah.
You strike me as a hands-on person. You always have, so I'm sure that's what this is. It's kind of cool to be, I guess, there where you can walk out and and be hands-on at the same time. Yeah,
I mean, it reminds me a lot of when I was a principal. Like, I really was rarely in my office. Mm-hmm. Like, I probably only spent, honestly, maybe an hour a day. I was at recess. I was in a kindergarten room. I was hanging out with kids. I was sitting in the back of a classroom, and I think I'm a naturally curious person, so I think at the beginning, wandering around the warehouse, the new CEO, that might have been a little scary for everybody, looking at 3D printers and asking a ton of questions. I'm like, no, just trying to learn, like, how we scale, right? So there's, when you come from a SaaS business of software, well, now we have hardware. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of complexities that come with, managing a global supply chain, getting all that out. And, but, in my mind, those are kind of fun problems to solve. And, other people have done it before you, and you just learn and kind of go from there. But yeah, it's been super fun just kind of get to know the team.
Cool. I know I'm asking all the questions. Do you want to ask him?
No.
I have five more.
We're just going to let you guys have the show.
So, I was going to ask.
Thanks for having me along. I
think the cool part is when you talk about scaling, you know about that in the business sense, but also let's talk about it in the classroom, because, you know that too. That's why you're the new CEO of TinkRWorks. So let's talk about, you were just telling us about the different things, but let's talk about getting that into the classroom and, into the projects.
Yeah. I think one of the things that drew me to TinkRWorks when I was looking, from the outside looking in, was there's a huge focus on supporting teachers. Mm-hmm. And so our team that does professional development is really great. The whole idea is how to make it sustainable. And I think a lot of times, you kind of have this like big bang moment, right? I bought this robotics kit or this STEM thing. We go do it, and it kind of just goes away. Mm-hmm. And I think, with our professional development, the way that we help teachers, and then our curriculum, which is standards-based, really rich, that allows it to scale over time. And so I think, we're trying to build a foundation where we become really the teacher's best friend. We can get it off the ground, and it's something that they can build on. So there's 13 different kits at TinkRWorks, so a lot of different ones. But fundamentally, when you think about our TinkRWorks portal, the coding platform is the same for teachers. As you bring in the different, kind of motherboards that run these projects, it's kind of the same process. So, I think there's just a lot to build on. And I love that kind of focus on educators and really helping them, because, they have a lot on their plate. We've all talked about that before.
Yeah.
So you want to make it as simple as possible to help them teach this stuff.
Well, and I think one of the key things, and you talk about the impact of educators, but also look at the impact on student learning. And you mentioned this earlier, that to me anyway, one of the things that separates TinkRWorks from a lot of the other robotics, quote unquote, companies and or even coding organizations, coding companies, is that you have projects that, frankly, most students and probably most adults for that matter, don't necessarily equate to coding. You talked about the plant, where you take the seed, you plant it, you stick in the probes, and you're coding all of that, and that's a lot of folks don't realize the impact that coding and we say, technology kind of big picture umbrella has on so many different aspects.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
father-in-law is a very old school farming guy, and he talks all the time about how agriculture has changed, how farming has changed. And he said you almost need a computer degree just to run the tractors and stuff anymore. And he said on top of that, he said that's just and of course he's like I said, he's very old school, country guy. But he said, not even to just ride what he calls a regular tractor. He said, a lot of these, he still helps out some of the other local farmers, and they've got equipment that as the tractor's going down the line, it's reading samples of the soil, of the water, the condensation. It's checking to make sure that there is or isn't growth, and as it passes over, if there's something that's not growing that's supposed to be growing, it gets pulled immediately and another one is put in its place. I'm like, holy cow. And he said it is. and so to know that you've got these students who are getting in on the ground floor of these types of projects that could ultimately lead to careers that they never
they don't know.
Imagined.
Most people don't realize. When I was at AWS, like John Deere Tractor was like one of the biggest AWS companies there was, right? On the way they kind of use global positioning to do all these things. So what's really great too is the kits they're all encompassing, right? So when you're if we're shipping out, Pampered plant, you get this, like it comes with the potting soil, it comes with the pot, it comes with the seeds. So like it's literally, and I love that, like that piece of it, that it's not just the computer, it's just not, or there's
it's active learning.
It's like this living thing, and that's really like it's a younger grade project, right? So they're like, is the plant happy?
Right.
Well, plant has water, plant has sun. Plant happy, so like I think it's really cool. But I think a lot of the other projects, I'd posted some pictures online about our Smart Lamp project where it really brings in a big social and emotional learning piece. Lots of art. The kids get to like program in their mood, program in music for their mood. It lights up, and the team was telling me that during COVID these were like big sellers because the kids would be able to build them at their home, and then they'd have them in their room, and they're just like, so I think there's just a lot of possibilities, right? And then when you start thinking about and to your point about being in an office, like the product team sits right outside my office, and they're always like driving little robots around and stuff, and I'm like,
it's cool.
This is cool. Like what if the like watching them go through the design process is really neat. We're actually talking to a few districts locally about whether or not we can have more kids come over there, and like it's like the ultimate makerspace, right? It's a 10,000 square foot place where kids could come in and check it out and learn about the design process, maybe have some field trips and things like that, or maybe even have ultimately my goal would be to have some kid interns, like 7th or 8th graders that come in and do that work and kind of just learn about how do you build a product to scale as we kind of go through our next, we're working on our next generation of bots, but it's just so much more than just the robots. So
I'd love to see all the CNC machines and all the stuff you guys
laser
have.
Cutters and all kinds of fun stuff in the back.
When you took
keep
the
me away from those things.
We're all a little dangerous.
we just got one in our office, a laser engraver.
Laser engraver, and we understand the keep us away. You walking in to the especially like the warehouse the first time and seeing all of the inventory and going, wait, we have pots and we have lamps and we have
paintbrushes, molding clay, speakers, wheels, tires.
But as a former elementary principal, it's going to be like,
pins.
I'm in my zone now. I'm in my zone.
It was. There's so much going on back there in the. It's a busy place as we kind of go through the different assembly lines and stuff.
We know what's exciting about this is like the Pampered plant, that one, So that's a project that kids look forward to the next year. Like, if say a third grade teacher took this on, and then the second graders go, I can't wait to get there because my mom does this stuff, and so I'm going to learn to do these things. I mean, I just see it carrying on from the classroom at home to my grandparents who make do that.
Yeah, and they can take it home and things like that.
Yeah, that's just really cool.
We're kind of moving toward consumable. We do have a lot of there are consumable kits we have, but we're kind of moving toward a lot of reusable kits also.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's one of the key takeaways from a lot of the projects, from the way it sounds, is that it's not a one and done, because whatever the project happens to be, it can live far beyond the classroom, and sometimes quite literally, we're talking about the Pampered plant, but even some of the other projects, they live far beyond that classroom experience, and I just think that's wonderful.
Yeah, it is, and I think we were able to. There's the classroom experience, but we're also doing a lot of work in after-school programs.
Oh, cool. Summer
programs, even in some instances outside of schools, YMCA's and things like that. And so it's really, it's really great. And then I should also mention we're doing an efficacy study that they had started actually before I got there with the University of Toledo. Which should be out soon. So we're actually doing some measurement on how is this really impacting.
Yes.
And we have some impact information on our website, but this is a longer study with a professor there in a local charter school. So we'll see how that goes. There's like I said, I think there's a lot of potential. I'm excited about trying to kind of bring STEAM to the masses and really get this thing moving.
So for the educator listening, rollout time professional development, easy peasy?
Easy peasy. I don't know if I ever say any professional development's easy peasy.
Okay. I agree with that.
I'm not gonna put that out there in the cyberspace.
But it exists. That's the cool part. Yeah.
It exists. I can say that we just rolled out the summer program at Santa Ana USD in California, which is a lot. I believe it was about 10,000 kits, right? So it's been extremely smooth. The team's done a really good job. We did asynchronous and synchronous training on site. I think the curriculum is really easy to follow. The team does a really good job, and right now it's very white glove. When you buy, you get one-on-one PD with our team, and so I think we have a portal, and we're starting to put more of that curriculum and PD into the portal, so that people can get more information kind of at their fingertips as we scale. But that'll be over time. But yeah, I think it is. I think we pride ourselves, and the team prides themselves on, again, we want to support teachers, and so if you just make it, really hard, you don't provide the right support, you're more, it's going to fail, right? Yeah. So, I think the fact that we've been able to keep a lot of these customers has been a testament, and we're especially in Illinois, we have a large customer base there, so
that's
really
looking
cool to expand.
Well, and it's obvious they picked the right CEO. You've known this is what you've been doing when it comes to support. You understand teachers, you understand exactly the clients you've been working with. So for all our listeners, they want to find out more, get in touch. What's the best way they can do that?
So the easiest way is just to go to tinkrworks.com. So TINKR works.com. It's a little different. So you can go out there. Same thing on all our social media channels are all out there. So glad to engage. We're looking for customers that want to get on the ground floor, provide us feedback. I've already had a few customers out to give us feedback on new product. I'd love to get you guys some kits and let you play with them, and
that'd be awesome.
Get some kits to Hope.
Yeah, we'll put it in the schools.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. But you can always find me. I'm at K12CTO on a X, I guess. Yeah. And I answer most of those messages too. So excited to see where this is the next time we talk.
Hey, we're really excited for you.
Yeah,
thanks for coming
man.
on. Yeah,
thanks.
man.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
You've been listening to an EduTechGuys recording from ISTE 2024. Find this and many more at edutechguys.com.
TinkRWorks is a provider of exceptional K-8 STEAM curriculum designed to transform learners to innovators with STEAM project-based learning. Their innovative STEAM projects prepare future-ready learners and problem solvers through hands-on, standards-rich STEAM activities that augment core instruction. TinkRWorks programming is carefully designed to instill 5 key capabilities in its participants: foster a love of creating, enhance problem-solving skills, reinforce and expand on concepts and ideas taught in school, provide delight and inspire curiosity, and encourage self-expression. Find out more at TinkRWorks.com.